Yes.
Okay. I gotta spit my gum out still. Hold on.
I did that already.
I'm just gonna put it here. Does gum count as food or beverage in the studio?
No.
They should really, before you outlaw food or beverage from the studio, you should outlaw gum, because gum really has historically gotten in a lot more trouble than... Think about all the gum on the bottom of seats in auditoriums and things.
In the people's history?
Yeah, I bought a bunch of folding chairs once, and it took me weeks to scrape all the like nasty gum residue off the bottom of them.
What did you use?
First, I used like a putty knife, and then I tried to use just a regular cleaner kind of thing, but then I got that Goo Gone stuff, the kind that smells like oranges, and that worked finally.
Goo Gone.
Goo Gone.
Wish we could have that for other things. Like,
I need a life version of Goo
life
Gone.
has lots of goo.
Residue
Like
on your heart.
Weird goo.
Should I introduce this show?
Yes, please.
Okay. Where's that thing?
What thing?
The script that I'm supposed to say. I'll just say that. I'll
Just say the
later.
show name. You don't need to script
11th
for
Hour
that.
Radio. No, I didn't mean the script for that. I meant I needed the script for the sponsors, which I'll do later.
I'll find it while you go ahead.
I think that's it. I just think it looks different from last week because it's been manhandled. Maybe not. Yeah, you know, I don't need that. That's it. That's the thing. I'll use it later, though. Anyway, you guys have tuned into 11th Hour Radio, broadcasting live from Royalton Community Radio, WFVR-LP 96.5. 11th Hour Radio is Christina Stykos. That's you.
That's me.
And Emily Howe. That's me. And, we were berating ourselves for not saying where our website and podcasts are last week. So if you guys want more, 6 years worth more, if you need to know, of podcasts, you can go find them on our website, 11thhourradio.com, or you can subscribe on YouTube or Apple Podcasts to get weekly updates.
I think it's good for insomniacs.
Our shows,
our old shows, is good for if you can't
sleep. Your kids say, right?
And you can't find anything else to do like at 3 a.m. Please feel free, look up our podcasts.
You can look them up when you aren't miserable and having a mental breakdown.
Well, I'm just saying, they're handy.
Okay,
they're useful.
My poor sister had horrible insomnia last week, so badly that she actually took herself to the emergency room to try to get something to sleep because it like just spiraled. She only got a couple hours of sleep one night, and then she was kind of stressed and anxious about it, and then that made her not sleep the next. She went a whole week without sleeping almost at all until she was like flipping out, and she was like, "Just give me some Valium or some sleeping pills or something." But eventually, she just conked out of exhaustion. Once she got a good night's sleep, then she was
back on track.
Yeah. They did suggest a little tiny bit of Benadryl. It's not a good idea like all the time, but if you just have to get some sleep and you're anxious about not sleeping.
Oh, speaking of which,
it's sort of a lease.
I had a bad dream about bees last night.
But you love bees.
Well, I do love bees, but this was the kind of
like
these were bees that chase you.
Oh, no.
And they were behind a door.
That would be yellow jackets.
They were behind my own door. It was a door to my room. And the bees got out of my room and they were chasing me.
Oh my God.
And then all the pine trees in my yard got blown over. There was a big storm. So
what does this
I don't know what's happening in my brain. There's a lot of chaos in there that's trying to express itself. I don't know what to do. I need to constructively channel that energy.
Also having lots of bizarre bad dreams. It's a time of transition. It's spring.
Mm-hmm.
I was streaming, but John, he's in his like last week and a half at the State House, and it's so hectic and crazy there, and it's long nights, and everyone's fighting, and it's miserable. And so I keep having dreams about the State House, even though I'm not part of it every day. I have to hear about it when he eventually gets home. And so I keep having dreams where I'm there, and I'm trying to like unravel all this ridiculousness.
Jeez.
It never works, so I guess I can't get too mad at the people who are having trouble unraveling it themselves. Well,
you hear about the issues. He brings the issues home, I'm sure, so you get to discuss them.
I'm so tired of the issues.
Yeah.
And people
That's something
ridiculous.
I actually like that about being married. I like talking shop. with my husband.
Too, but this one's a little stressful because it's just too close to home. Like his issues that he brings home are the issues that make everyone around us either love us or hate us. Like, so that's hard to deal with.
Yeah, there's polarization.
I just don't like it. And he's doing a really good job, and he's doing the best that he can. And I keep trying to, I wish everyone out there understood that all the legislators, when you go in to deal with a bill or an amendment or whatever, it's like you're the jury in a court trial. All kinds of experts come in to testify, people who've been affected by both sides of a thing.
Lobbyists.
There's lobbyists, but there's also, you know, actual factual information being brought into the floor. And then there's people who experience the issue in both different ways. And it's the job of the legislators to sit there and listen to all these things.
Right.
And then to the best of their ability, decide which way is better. At least that's John's way of doing it.
Right.
I know some people just are like, well, I don't care if that person really had a moving testimony. Here's what my party says, so I'm going to vote that way. And John doesn't really do that, but that doesn't come across to people because they still, if he's voting a way that they don't want him to vote, they don't understand that he really did listen to both sides of everything and he made the best decision he could. Anyway, that's hard.
Well, that's the thankless part of being in politics, is that people don't understand you.
And they just think everyone's bad. I mean, some people are bad. Hands down, some people are bad.
Right.
But just because someone votes the way you don't want them to doesn't actually mean that they're bad. You got to go and be there and check it out yourself if that's what you feel. Spend a day listening to the testimonies and see if it...
I know. It's tricky, though. We're all
I wouldn't
struggling.
do it. I wouldn't... you couldn't pay me enough to do it. And they don't pay him pretty much anything. So it's really a stupid job, actually.
Well, he's wired for it, so it's good. I'm glad he's actually doing it. So
I don't know how anybody could be wired for that.
Yeah.
It's misery.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, I saw Bill and Lady this week.
I think it's... Yeah, you're right. It's Lady.
You told me that the
It
dogs...
is Lady. The last one was Missy.
Okay, I was going to say Lassie.
Yeah.
But that's... Right. But it's not Missy. It's not
Lassie. She's referring to an older
Lady.
gentleman in our town who takes his beloved collie for lengthy rides in the car every day, going nowhere. Just a collie wants to go for a ride, so he just drives around with the dog. I got behind them. I saw how Lady stuck her head out. It just is such a beautiful sight to see a dog with their head, like half their body out. Happy. Yeah, I mean, you're always a little bit scared for the dog that they're going to... But they never fall out. I mean, dogs don't fall out of cars. Some dogs jump out of cars, and that's not good. Yeah, but not Vermont dogs. Yeah, they do. I had a dog who jumped out of a car a moving car? Really? Yeah. Jumped out of a moving car? Our last little Chug, he was an Aussie Chug, actually. He was half Australian Shepherd and half Chihuahua Pug. And he was not brilliant. And he would just rocket himself out of windows all the time. Like, woo! And then never learned, like, usually it was only when we got to a driveway that he wanted to be in, or I don't know. So I learned to keep the windows up with him. Okay. But now I have dogs. Here's how you fix that problem. I have dogs who could never in their wildest dreams fit out a window because they're so large. That's it. That you just really don't have to worry about that. Yeah. Now you have huge your dogs are like the size of cows, small cows, I would say. Or big calves. Very big calves. Or, middle-sized sheep. Poor Brock. Like, we had to take him to the vet yesterday, and he actually doesn't like riding in the car because it's uncomfortable for him. He can't get into and out of the car himself because he's just so big. So you have to boost and hoist, and it takes more than one person. And then he can't fit his body laying down on the seat. If he tries to fit laying down with his legs toward the backrest part, his body is too big, so he falls off into the footwell, and then he's stuck upside down because he can't. Oh yeah, he can't get out, and that is not fun to try to get him out from that. This the green car? No, it was in the Prius. Oh, it was in the Prius. You cannot bring a 200-pound Mastiff in a Prius. Let me just put that out there right now. All right, and that's the only car that is actually on the road of ours at the moment. So
Yeah.
No choice. But he also doesn't really love to look out the window. If you're going very slow, he will, but mostly car rides sort of stress him out. He likes getting to the place that you're going to go. He likes going to the nursing home or going to a friend's house, or he even likes usually going to the vet, but he didn't like it yesterday.
Not like Lady.
No, they put a thermometer in his bum and he got really upset.
Oh, I would too.
He was just like shocked.
They used to do that
without even telling him.
They used to do that to my generation of children.
Yeah, they don't do that anymore to children. I don't know why they still do it to dogs. I mean, if you can just
technology,
if you just roll that little laser thing like
it.
around their forehead, or just beep in the ear, and it's done. Why can't you do that with a dog? Why do you have to stick something up its butt?
I don't know.
I felt bad for him.
I don't know. With all this technology that we have, with quantum computing and everything, I don't really understand why thermometers have fallen so far behind.
Well, yeah, they did have poison in them, I suppose. Mercury or whatever, right?
I guess so. I'm not worried about it.
Okay, good.
I'm more scared of like feral boars.
Well, there's not that many of them around. So.
There was one shot up in the Northeast Kingdom.
Well,
up in Lyndonville.
Anything happens up there. They probably got polar bears and who knows.
No,
what
this
else
was
up there.
this one that they found out that it had pseudo-rabies. Pseudo-rabies.
Oh,
that's a thing.
That's not.
Well, it's not bad for humans can't get that, but other animals can get it. So watch out for feral boars.
I think, though, that it's vaguely more treatable than real rabies, right?
Probably.
If you catch it. Yeah. Whereas real rabies, once you have real rabies.
Well, that's not the part of the story really that I thought was interesting. The idea of pigs going feral just fascinates me because I never ever saw one.
What?
A feral pig. I mean, I guess you call it a boar once it becomes feral. Isn't that redundant, saying a feral boar? Aren't boars or feral?
Boy pigs are always boars.
They are?
Yeah.
Oh, see how little I know about my own
friendly
next to animals.
Pig farm.
I know.
Yeah, but when you picture, I don't think a lot of people keep a lot of boars around. I think those are the first ones to go be bacon.
See, I hate scientific terminology. Why call it a boar?
Well,
like, what do you call? Well, okay, that's stupid. I think boar is okay. I like words like colt and pony.
Those are
nice.
Those are not sex. Those are not sex descriptors, though. Well, colt refers to a boy baby.
What about foal?
Foal is
either.
Foal is a newborn horse of either sex.
Yes.
And then colt is a boy as it gets a little older, and filly is a girl as it gets a little older.
Yes.
And then you have donkeys where you have like Jacks and Jennies, but they're still colts and fillies in the beginning too.
Yeah, see how confusing that is? So it's no wonder that feral boars are confusing me as well, because that's even farther outside the circle of,
So wait, let me get this straight.
It
was a real regular farm boar once, and then it just ran away?
Well, that's what I'm questioning, is why do you call...
I don't think we have wild boars.
Evidently we do.
Well, I don't think they would call it feral if it was actually wild.
You call cats feral when they...
That's what I'm saying. So it must have been an escapee boar from a farm or something.
Well, you're saying there is no such thing as wild boar, is what you're conjecturing, that they're all feral.
No, I'm saying just not in Vermont. I don't think we have any wild boars. I don't think.
You should know. You're the farm girl.
Because you don't. If it's an animal that already belongs in the woods, like there are wild boars down south.
That's my point.
But it already belongs in the woods. Like you don't say a feral deer.
Yeah, but I'm telling you,
feral coyote.
Pigs don't belong in the woods. Especially in Vermont.
Well, they're looking for truffles.
What?
No, but I don't think we have wild pigs.
I don't think we have truffles.
We do have truffles, I think.
No, that's like English. The Beatles had truffles.
The Beatles had something. I think our climate is very similar to England.
Yeah, rainy.
So why can't
like today it is.
Why can't we have truffles?
I think we do. Have pigs? Why? Well, they have I know they have wild boars in England. At least like hundreds of years ago they did.
Yeah, they used to go
they would chase
wild
them
boar hunting.
Yes, on horseback, on fillies and foals.
No.
I just said that because, I don't know, it sounded kind of cool, but
they're...
Okay, forget
where do we draw the line between wild boars and feral boars? Is it like Tennessee?
I love maps. Let's
and
do
with
a map.
global warming, with climate change, are the wild boars going to start creeping our way?
Look, I'm making a note to myself.
Maybe
When I go home, I'm going to start to make a map about boars.
I have a map right here. Hold on a second.
Because people do make maps about just about everything.
Here's the Royalton Community Radio broadcast circle. Do you think that there are?
What do you think? There's boars like in that circle,
Just
right there?
in the broadcast circle.
What makes you think that?
Well, there's all these weird red X's. I feel like those are boar sightings. It's not. Oh, no, never mind. Those are area programmers and board members.
Well, same
Never
difference. I mean, it's close enough. Why not? I mean, because nobody could check us. We could.
There's a key at the bottom that I just saw that says that the red is actual programmers.
Yeah,
and
but we could redo that map
That's
and
where board
republish it as sort of fake.
I have a question. Why do we have a map in here
information.
showing where we all live?
Really?
Yeah,
No, it's
see
'cause
the red X's says that it's where programmers live.
To see if they can get the station.
Oh, okay.
See, because I can get it at my house, whereas you can't, correct? And I
Right.
live farther away than you.
Oh, look, there's my X. That's me. See me right there?
Yep.
I can't get it, though.
Happy as a pig in mud.
Yep. Where's you?
I don't know.
You're up here. Whoa.
Yeah, I'm way
you
out
are.
of this. I'm like
Wait,
out of.
There's a program that lives right next to you? Look at that. There's two X's side by side.
Uh-oh. That's a mystery. Who could that be?
Oh, Christine.
There's the guy that shoots guns who has the trailer across from me.
He doesn't.
You think that's him?
I don't think so.
I got some great video footage at his place. Did you notice? Did you watch my video? My
I
last
haven't
video?
yet because my internet has been too slow. I can't
don't
watch
wanna,
any videos.
I don't want to wreck it for you then, because it has some scenes. You'll have to see which ones you think came from there.
Okay.
Because, I have to search. I don't always have to go very far to find good places to shoot video.
I'm a little weirded out because I have uploaded a couple videos in the last couple days, but I can't actually watch them. So
I watched your maypole.
I watched the first. I could see the first 5 seconds of it, and then it just stops, and the little beach ball spins.
That's a drag.
So I don't really. Know
I
what
hate
happened.
that. Makes you want to just throw your computer in the toilet. Which, if we all did that, I mean, I'm not suggesting it per se. But it's something to think about for the future. Or at least phones, which could fit. I mean, you could wreck your phone by dropping it in the toilet pretty well. And if we all did that, that would get us off Facebook.
I like Facebook, though. It's like the only way that I see people ever lately because I'm too busy. And this.
Yeah, me too, even though it's evil.
I think it's okay to like some things that are evil now and then.
Like what?
Like sugar is super bad and evil.
Yeah.
But I like it, and I know it's evil, but I still like it, and I still want it in my life.
Right. It was probably harvested by slaves. It's
the root of every health problem.
Children.
Pretty much. It's like what gives you
that on top
diabetes
of it,
and cancer.
But that's why, because
everything.
of how it came to pass, how it came to be, like the evil.
Oh, because it has evil karma connected to it, and that's why it does bad things to our body.
Yes, historically, how the land was taken over from the people, and United States corporations came into these countries and took over.
That's a good theory, but I have a feeling it's probably
It's
more
not a theory.
science-based.
It's fact.
I don't think the karma of how your food was made.
Really?
Because there's some food that was made with good intentions that's probably really bad for you. Like, you think the Pringles people are super evil? Yeah, they probably are.
But I wouldn't say that's not food that's got good karma.
No.
I wouldn't call a Pringle.
You're right. Okay,
a good karma kind of food.
What's a food company that has good karma that didn't do anything bad?
Eden?
No.
What do you mean, no?
No, I'm trying to think of a food company that's bad for you, but that didn't do anything bad.
There's none. I'm sorry.
Well, then I can't have this conversation further with you.
Yeah. That's right. You'll have to do some research if you think you can. I mean, Necco wafers. You could take one that's seemingly harmless. Pez, Let's look up Pez and see.
No, let's just see if there's any company that had really good political values.
Like, have you ever seen the Lifesaver plant?
No.
When you drive west.
Oh, like the plant, like we're at the factory.
Yes.
I thought you were meaning like a plant where it grows.
No.
Pop.
They're not like feral boars. They don't just grow in the woods.
I thought you were going to make a joke or something.
No, I just wondered,
Plant
honestly,
a little
if you've been to the
lifesaver,
lifesaver,
and then up pops the lifesaver bush.
that would be cool to go there with you. We
The
could
lifesaver plant.
We could do a video.
The Hershey.
We
Isn't
could
there
do
a good
music
Hershey
video?
Is there the Hershey one?
plant? Yeah, but I think this one.
That's Pennsylvania.
I think a
right?
lifesaver plant's more interesting.
I would like to go to a gummy bear plant.
No, I told you I hate gummy bears.
I don't think
you'd have to also see the gummy worms.
Have you tried the Black Forest kind though? Those are supposed to be good.
What color?
They're rainbow. Here comes the train.
Okay. Thank God. I don't want to talk about gummy. All right, it's coming. Take a deep breath.
I'll take this opportunity on.
Here it comes. Shh. South Royalton, Vermont. That one's going to Italy.
It's not.
Yes, it is.
Christina.
No, my kids are all going to Italy today
Okay, well,
without
train.
me for Mother's Day. Isn't that nice?
That's horrible. But
No,
I bet technically you probably were invited,
Yeah.
but they
It just-
know that you will refuse to get on
I
an airplane,
know.
just
It-
like I do.
It actually warms my heart that they'll all be together on Mother's Day.
That is kind of nice.
Like drinking and having what do you have in
You know what?
Italy?
Someday-
What do you
okay,
eat?
Christina.
Like what stuff?
I don't want to because I hate flying. I hate it. I hate it with every bit of my being.
Yeah.
But
We did it together.
yeah, someday.
But you'd have to take
I
your
have
kids.
to bring my kids too because
Right,
I don't
'cause if we
care.
all
I really,
die-
literally don't care if I die. I
Right.
just need to have everybody that I love with me at
I
that time
understand.
because I
So
can't.
we'll take all our kids.
That's awful. It makes me sound like I'm saying if I die, I want everyone I love to die too. That's kind of jerky.
No, but they know it's going to be safe. So that's cool.
I just feel like we'd have better juju if we all were together.
Okay, we'll work on it. It's time for a song.
Oh, good.
Everything's happening at once.
Ah,
It's
and
like
the
we're-
door is open and it's
Oh
totally
my
like a
gosh.
gaping
The
portal.
train came by and it's time for a song, and we're thinking about going into airplanes and talking on phones and talking about space and all the things that we don't like to do. So
talking about space.
all right, here we go. This is Nikki Matheson.
Oh, good.
J'attends une belle enfant. J'appelle, j'en parle aux passants. Oh, je l'attendrai-je encore longtemps. J'appelle, j'en parle aux passants. Que suis-je sans elle, un agonisant? Oh, je l'attendrai-je encore longtemps. Que je suis sans elle, un agonisant. Je vais sans semelle, sans rien sous la dent. Oh, je l'attendrai-je encore longtemps. Je vais sans semelle, sans rien sous la dent. Transi quand il gèle, sans gîte souvent. Oh, je l'attendrai-je encore longtemps. C'est la faute à Voltaire, je suis petit oiseau. C'est la faute à Rousseau. Transi quand il gèle, sans gîte souvent. J'ai dans la cervelle des mots et du vent. Oh, je l'attendrai-je encore longtemps. J'ai dans la cervelle des mots et du vent. Bétail on m'attelle, esclave on me vend. Oh, je l'attendrai-je encore longtemps. Ah, viens donc la belle guérir ton âme. Ah, je l'attends, je l'attends, je l'attends, l'attendrai-je encore longtemps? Ah, je l'attends, je l'attends, je l'attends, l'attendrai-je encore longtemps?
That was Nikki Matheson.
French bread.
She played
French
the
dressing,
oboe.
French fries.
Excuse me?
Sorry. It's a movie where these people are listing off every kind of French food, but they're not really French food.
I
Like
see.
French fries and French dressing and French toast are not all French foods. I don't know
I see.
why they
Well,
have
that's-
French in front of them.
That's totally relevant to that beautiful song.
I was just saying it because she was speaking in French.
I know. It's beautiful to hear that because we live right next to, I was going to say France, but no, we live right next to Quebec. So,
It's very annoying. I can kind of understand it, but I can't speak it. After 4 years of it in high school, I had a different French teacher every year. Like,
you're lucky you got French, though.
And
I think
I
they stopped
can't
teaching
speak
French
it.
in lots of parts of Vermont. They don't teach it anymore, and it's a shame because we're so close to a French-speaking country. How
know, but-
crazy is that?
by like
Yeah.
2030 or something, I guess it's supposed to be like, I can't remember what percent of the population of the United States are just
Gonna be what?
Spanish speaking is. It makes more sense.
Yeah, but not this part. I don't think this part's going to be Spanish
No,
speaking.
but I mean, unless you plan to stay here forever, which I kind of do. But
yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. So what?
it's a bummer that I can understand it, but I can't. I don't know how to like conjugate the verbs and stuff
Yeah,
back.
yeah.
I can vaguely pick out what people are saying when they speak, but I can't. I can't give back to them.
Right. Yeah.
Dumb.
Well, maybe at some point we'll spend some time up in Quebec and you can like brush up on your skills. Okay.
It's kind of like knitting. I'm not that interested.
Okay.
I mean, I wish I could do it, but I just if it just
takes work.
If it just like
There's
boom, appeared in
Yeah.
my head, I would be happy. But I don't actually want to do the work.
Right. Would
to
you
learn
get it if
how.
somebody said you could have a brain chip and have a download? Would you do it? Like get downloaded French language skills?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Although
Yeah,
there's a whole bunch
you
of other
know.
things I would want downloaded first.
Yeah, but then it's just like they could put anything into your head then.
I know.
You couldn't control it at that point. So once you get that chip in there. Mm-hmm. So I just be careful
Can
with
you
that.
uninstall the apps?
You're not a programmer. Plus, you can't
I
cut
can't even get. Didn't you have to put things on my phone for me? Because I can't figure out how to put things on my phone.
Yeah. So maybe stay away from chips
All right.
just for now. We'll talk about it later.
They microchip dogs, don't they? But not with information. I mean, and not with thoughts. They microchip them.
Hopefully,
So you
dogs
can
are still
scan
dogs.
them and tell where they belong.
Yeah, dogs seem uncorrupted, so I don't think they're like mind controlling
dogs are uncorruptible.
Yeah.
Dogs are too pure.
I want to hear about a party that I went to.
Oh my God, you went to a party?
Yeah. I'm just saying because at some point you, Emily, are going to end up at a party like this, a party with your ex's exes.
Oh,
Like plural.
that happens all the time already. It's horrible.
Yeah. Well,
It's weird though because I don't understand it because my ex's exes, we should be able to bond because I would assume at this point my ex's exes would also hate him.
well,
But instead, they never want to own up to also making really, really poor choices with their relationships. So we still are arch enemies for literally no reason.
I think a certain amount of time has to pass.
Yeah.
I think there's a time factor that's a little bit unpredictable, but you get to a certain point where it's
mostly me too, because I'm blown away by how dumb.
Well, you're also making assumptions about how that other person thinks and feels that may be completely incorrect because that's sort of the nature of the beast, right?
Or I'm still bitter about the things that they said and did to me during that time period
Yeah.
that were highly unnecessary and completely untrue.
Exactly. What if you got an apology? And we talked about apologies before, like
I
sincere
can't really see
apologies.
that happening, but
Well, you never know. I mean, they come out of the blue. I can think of offhand 3 apologies that I've gotten that were hugely significant to me that I didn't see coming.
I don't think I've ever gotten an apology from anyone who's
Well,
wronged
years
me in my
later,
life.
years later. I mean, I've, I'm talking maybe 10, 15 years later kind of a thing. It's pretty interesting.
Yeah,
it's pretty remarkable.
I'm on that time schedule now, but I don't see any coming.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think there was a lot of self-righteousness involved, and they aren't going to back down ever.
Well, we'll see. We'll just see. Okay, we'll talk about it later because we're going to keep talking for at least another 15 years plus.
That's true.
All right.
Okay.
So this was interesting. So I was at the party, and there were the two exes, and then I found out that there's a fourth ex. Okay, there's a fourth ex and it turns out her husband just passed away, like in a surprise heart attack. And so she might move to Vermont. So then at these parties, there'd be the four of us.
Okay, that's weird.
Yeah. But the guy's not there anymore.
You could start
he
a
left.
club.
He left the state, thank God. So that's why
You could
I think
start a so-and-so's exes club.
it already is that, sort of. And then all the stepkids and the half siblings and the, I don't know what you call, stepkids that are only stepkids for a little while.
That's such a rough situation. I've known so many families like that. And then they split, and these kids who are sort of forced to be siblings briefly basically never see each other again. And it's just an odd.
Yeah.
I feel like with divorce and stuff, there should be different rules involving, you can divorce spouses, but you can't, there can be no such thing as divorcing of children.
That would be great.
I mean, that's
the most hurtful thing that goes down
bizarre.
in divorces is really being, where the step-parents get, kind of thrown out of the family.
It is bizarre to me too, that good. Especially if you spend several years raising
that
children only to have them ripped from you. It's very weird.
That's right.
Wrong.
That's all changing for me now because I can go back and now everybody wants me to come back.
They're grown-ups now.
Yeah.
And hopefully not being poisoned by...
No, they have their own brains.
They have their own thoughts now.
And the sibling group, that extended sibling group, has been so highly functional that they've solved a lot of the problems that the adults in their life created. I mean, they're the dominant group in the family now.
That's
all
excellent
those kids that came from various mothers have all bonded together in this gigantic sibling group, and it's very impressive. And now they are the ones who invite us to the parties. And of course, they have families and they have spouses, so that's the core group. And it's
it's a much healthier situation. That's good.
I've been sort of a satellite going around that group, even though I was one of the people who kind of started the whole thing, started the ball rolling. Mm-hmm. But anyway, it's kind of fascinating. So, so...
What?
I don't know. It's just funny. Because in certain ways, when you're around the exes, you kind of feel degraded by it. Because I'm just one of a string. Plus, this particular husband had so many affairs. I mean, probably 20 plus. I mean, I know 15 plus while we were married. So it's a huge group. There's a gigantic group that are all could start a club, sort of a different kind of genealogy where you're all connected through a person who's, you cast out the person, he's long gone.
Right.
Because nobody wants him around, but so all the rest of us are looking around going, oh, we're actually really cool people. Let's be friends. So it's funny. I don't know. Life is kind of funny, kind of weird and funny. How it wonky, baby.
All right.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. You probably don't want to talk about this.
Oh, my car gets inspected maybe tomorrow, so you don't have to drive my butt here anymore
I don't mind it.
Okay.
It's kind of fun.
I hope it does actually get inspected. I'm saying that it has, okay.
Well, it's going to get looked over.
It has an appointment to be
inspected tomorrow.
It might get
inspected tomorrow.
If I was a mechanic, I wouldn't inspect it, but I really hope they do.
Don't jinx yourself. Come on.
I'm not. I'm trying to opposite jinx myself.
Think positively.
that way I can be pleasantly surprised if it passes.
Hey, I got a Pono.
Is that a pony or a porn
No.
note?
No.
What?
A
No.
pono. You don't know what a pono is.
I don't know what a pono
You're just so out of it.
Is it a plant?
Man. No.
Is it a exotic fruit?
No, it's a portable device.
No, it's not, Christina.
It has something to do with Neil Young.
I love Neil Young.
Of course, you don't know. Did Neil Young's ponos, his pono business? You don't know about ponos?
No, I think you're making this up. Is he still even alive?
Yes, he is.
Oh.
He's switched a few things in and out, but you know what I mean.
What, like his gender? What? I'm just trying to... What?
Well, I think he threw over his wife of many years
Oh.
for somebody younger, I believe.
Oh, okay. That makes me
I
not
kind
happy
of hate
with
it when
him.
our heroes do that. It's just annoying.
It's such a man
I mean,
cliche.
there's no law against it. Yeah, it's
Dudes, if
just
you're gonna
annoying.
cheat, I got an idea for you.
Twist on the theme.
Don't be a dink. Why don't you pick somebody older this time? That would be in a plot twist. I would like if somebody picks somebody much either older or their same damn age, which men never do anymore. Once they pass the age of what, like 30,
Yeah.
they don't pick anyone their same age anymore. It's always going to be
Right.
at least 10 years,
Except-
at least 10 years younger.
Right. There are,
Preferably 20.
I have to say, I've said this before, there are a few exceptions to
There
that
are. Of
rule.
course there are. There's
And
a few exceptions
thank
to every rule.
goodness for that. Just,
But I'm just
we
saying,
need balance. We need that balance.
like, guys, just why don't you turn this around?
Yeah. Get yourself a pono instead of a younger girlfriend.
Just stop it.
You still don't know what the pono is, do you?
No, that's a silly name.
It's sort of triangular. It's shaped about like this long.
Like a metronome is triangular.
It holds you can hold it in your hand very nicely.
I don't
think
even know
that's
what you're
right.
talking about.
It's a device for playing music. He developed this player that was supposed to deliver music at a higher quality level because it was in a
It's
response
just a
to
new, different kind
like
of speaker
MP
system.
No, it didn't have speakers. It's like a headphone. Well, it could plug into speakers for
This
sure.
mysterious little triangular shaped rock that
I'll show it
delivers
to you.
music.
No, it's the size of a hot dog. Okay, it's
Hot
like
dogs
that.
aren't triangular.
I know, but just imagine a triangular shaped hot dog.
Ew.
I mean,
You know what? The only reason hot dogs work is because, like, you don't have to have a huge mouthful of hot dog at once. You can bite off, like, really, manageable pieces. Not
Well-
that I eat hot dogs anymore, but
no. Imagine this. Like, you used to have a Play-Doh Fun
do you
Factory.
understand what you're telling me? You're saying, imagine a triangular shaped hot dog.
No, let's take this in a different direction, okay? Let's go back to the Play-Doh Fun Factory.
And I take a hot dog and I squish it into a triangle shape.
No, just get rid of the hot dog metaphor. We're going now to Play-Doh. Okay, so you put the Play-Doh in.
Wait, can I interrupt you with one hot dog metaphor, though? Because I just want to warn people that weasels can get into your chicken coop or your rabbit hutch or anything else if there is a hole big enough that a hot dog could go through it. That's for real.
Okay.
If a hot dog
Hot
can fit
dogs-
through something into your hutch, then so can a weasel.
Yeah, and hot dogs get a bad rap. For good reason.
Okay, go back to whatever you were saying.
Okay, so the Pono is about the size of a hot dog, but that's where the similarities end, pretty much. Now, go to the Play-Doh Fun Factory, all right, and push the lever down, right, and see it. You have a little triangular shaped, what do you call it?
Hot lump, clay,
No, you know how you put in the thing that defines the shape of what your thing is going to...
mold.
Come on, you had the Fun Factory, right?
No, I didn't have any Fun Factory. I did have a spaghetti press.
It's
one.
similar to that. Okay, so imagine a triangle instead of like round. Because to get spaghetti has to be round, but to get a Bono it has to be like.
She's lost it now.
All right, forget it. You need a plastic.
Anyway,
knife.
whatever. You're so excited about this thing.
No, except the thing is, it's a little detail that I forgot to check out before I bought it on eBay.
Yeah.
Thing doesn't work because the whole company
my
tanked.
dryer.
I know, it's exactly like your dryer.
No,
it's
my
exactly
dryer can't work. There's no way
I
for my
know.
dryer to work unless I rewire my house.
Yes, I know. I'm gonna have to go onto some users group. Some sad like recovering Pono users group. See if I can somehow get the thing running.
Get your act together, Neil.
The reason I
Younger
got it.
women and
I know.
badly functioning
Yeah, I
hot
sent,
dog Play-Doh devices.
So I got super hopeful and I sent, support at pono.com or whatever because I found the email address. And then 2 days later, it came back like, what does it say? Mail subsystem failure
Damon
or whatever.
Mail failure. Yeah,
right. So it just didn't go anywhere. It didn't even go to Neil. It should go to Neil, don't you think?
Neil should know.
Neil should be spending
things.
some time on this. So, but I just to wrap this up because we have to go to a song. The reason I got it is because I wanted a device that did not have the internet on it. I just wanted a device to play music and like podcasts.
But podcasts come from the internet. It has to go on the internet.
No, it doesn't. Yes,
get them.
You can
How do you get them?
You download it onto your computer, and then theoretically you transfer it into your device. So you don't have to always be walking around with a surveillance device in your pocket.
Oh my God.
Okay, so now it's time for a song. This is called Baby Please Don't Go. This is the Brian Spencer Blues Project from Ithaca, New York.
Whoa.
My friend Neil Mazza plays in this band. Here we go.
Baby, please don't go. Baby, please don't go. Baby, please don't go down to New Orleans. Baby, please don't go. You know your man done gone. You know your man done gone. You know your man done gone. He got the shackles on. He's at the county farm. Baby, please don't go. Baby, please don't go. Baby, please don't go down to New Orleans. Baby, please don't go. Turn your lamp down low. Turn your lamp down low. Turn your lamp down low. Babe, I love you so. I love you all night long. Know him.
right.
Are you back?
Rocking it hard from Ithaca, New York.
Cool beans.
Brian Spencer Blues Band.
What's going on here?
What are you doing?
I'm trying to look up the weather for the afternoon, but
To see if there's thunderstorms.
My phone is just
Yeah.
it doesn't
Because
say so.
I have to unplug my studio when that happens. That's just not
It just
very good.
says rain. But it doesn't say thunderstorms. But I could have sworn this morning, as I was groggily opening one eye as John left, he said there was going to be thunderstorms. But
Groggily.
I don't know where he gets his information from.
Well, it's an official holiday now on May 9th.
It's my sister's birthday.
The Lost Sock Memorial Day.
Oh, perfect. I have so many. We have a huge tub truck full of lost socks.
Yeah, exactly. This Memorial Day, recognizes your drawer full of unmatched socks, and each unmatched sock represents a missing sock. Get it? Yeah. Like each sock that you still have represents one that's gone missing.
Wow.
So,
is there going to be like a memorial to unclaimed
the suggestion is that you spend a little time.
Unnamed sock.
Yeah, you spend a little bit of time, as little as possible, searching for those missing socks.
Yeah, I should do that.
And after a very brief search, and, you have to feel that spirit of the memorial part of that and reflecting on how warm and comforting the sock had been, then you just should get on with your life. And that's
the problem is every time I throw away a sock, that's when I find its match. So I feel like to jumpstart the finding process, I should just throw all the socks away. And then the other ones will come, but then I'll have the exact same amount of unmatched socks.
That's fine because it comes every year on May 9th. So you just start a new basket for the next year's
Where do they
lost
go,
socks.
Christina? Where do they go? If you Google lost socks on the internet, it comes up with like the most crazy theories between like alien abduction and like opulent, like just supernatural.
Really? So you're into that kind of stuff?
No, but I'm just saying.
You just brought it up though.
Because
alien
I was just
abduction?
crazy at one point, saying literally, where do they go? Where? Like I would just like to know where everyone finds their lost socks because mine are just.
I'd like to know where people go who are abducted by aliens. That's a more interesting question. I don't really care as much about
socks. They usually come back,
socks.
so like they don't.
Yeah, but they could. I
don't think they go anywhere.
What do you mean? You don't actually think they get abducted, right?
Right.
You don't.
Right.
Even though, do you know how many like thousands and thousands of people report abductions?
Do you know how many thousands
they're all
and thousands
crazy?
of people do drugs?
No. No. This is the thing. Is people think it's a conspiracy, but actually it's like if you were the one who... I know a lot of people who have seen unidentified flying objects, as we used to call them.
That doesn't mean they're aliens. They're just
It
unidentified.
doesn't mean
they
they're
just
not.
don't know what they are. That's all it means.
Right, because humans
like
are...
no big deal. Just make your peace with the fact that there's lots of stuff that we just don't know what it is. You don't have to call it aliens and pretend like you got abducted and probed.
Well, but if you had been taught in school anything, you would believe it. You believe there's planets, right? Because you were taught that.
Well, I'm
taught.
anti-space, so technically, if you told me there weren't planets, I would almost
be happy
like
with it.
fine with that.
You could then we talked about this last week, the flat Earth movement, and then you said to me, you had the audacity to say to me, "Oh, and I guess there wasn't a moon landing either." You said that. You said that to me. So here you are. You're practically declaring yourself a flat earther today.
No.
Yes, you are. You said be happy without planets.
I've been partially, at least, around the Earth, so I know it's not flat. Like that worked out for me. Didn't fall off.
But you said it would be fine with you if you found out tomorrow there were no planets and that was a big hoax.
Well, they're not really doing that much for us right now, and I just don't feel like I need them emotionally. I don't feel like
I think you actually dislike them. I think it's more than that. Because when I talk about astrology, which has everything to do with planets, you like push it away.
I think that I'm scarred because I was homeschooled most of my life, but I did go to public school in first grade, which was so traumatic, and my parents were horrified at public school. That's why they took me out and decided to never send their kids to school again. But in the first grade, I was Pluto in the play of the planets. And then what happened a few years later?
Yeah.
They take Pluto away. It doesn't even it's not even a thing anymore. So I feel like
that
my identity has been stolen.
Astrologers are still very, very involved with Pluto. Pluto's a big player this year. Huge. Pluto and Saturn.
It's like the MVP.
MVP?
Most valuable player.
I didn't know what that was.
Oh my God. The Red Sox won really awesomely last night.
OMG. You know what that means? Oh my God.
I know what that means.
Oh my God.
I know what that means.
Whatever.
Pop culture. You would love the Red Sox.
I hate sports.
But you
stop it. Don't even start.
They're just so you love the underdogs.
I love underdogs.
And they're the underdogs that are actually kicking butt.
They're not underdogs. They make millions and millions of dollars each of them. I don't like sports.
Well, do you like my cow?
Yeah.
Because her name is Mookie Betts. I
just call her Mookie because that's like a cow name.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, it probably was a cow name before it was a name of a baseball player. Maybe. I'm going to guess. Like Mookie, a Highland... What is it? A Highland
do you think that's
long-haired...
Mookie Betts' real name? Like his mother actually, he popped out and said, I'm going to name you Mookie. Is that right? Is that right?
Is it right to name a child Mookie? Are you questioning the decision to have named the child
I am.
Mookie?
I mean, they stop you in the world from naming your kids, you're not allowed to name your kids obscenities. I think that's a law.
It's like license plates. It's pretty similar.
I think you're not allowed to name them a number either anymore.
How about, but Jesus? You can name him Jesus. That's fine.
Yeah.
But you can't call him Jesus. You have to call him Jesus.
Do you think Jesus was also called Jesus?
We might never know. Hey.
Yeah, there's not, you can't Google.
Maybe they were just saying, hey,
guide.
Seuss. Maybe his name was Seuss.
Like Dr. Seuss.
Yeah. Hey, Seuss. I don't know. We're probably just tromping over old, worn out material that other people have mined for all its comic value, and there's just completely nothing left. Nothing
everything
funny.
else comes back in style. So if we wanted to be comedians, we could go back and find all the old, tired comedy that people haven't used for a long time, and maybe it would be fresh again.
Well, some they're very
we could do the Who's On First.
There are jokes that are
Who's On First skit, and I bet you most of today's kids have never even heard of that. So it would be all new, and everyone would think we were geniuses. Hey, there's some new movie out where this guy goes in a time machine, and his life is exactly the same, but the only thing that's different, I can't remember what this movie is called, is that the Beatles never happened. That's the only thing different in the world when he's in the time machine.
Oh.
So he's shocked that the Beatles never happened, so he just starts playing and singing Beatles songs, and everyone thinks he's this amazing God, and he feels very conflicted because he knows in his heart that he didn't write and make these songs. And I don't know how the movie ends up. I just saw the trailer for it, and I can't remember what it's called.
Everything's recycled.
Yep.
And you might ask the question, what made the Beatles great?
I think they were just a breath of fresh air at a time that needed that.
I don't know. There was so much complexity to the whole scene around the Beatles that I don't really believe that we need to put musicians on pedestals like any musicians. It's okay to enjoy good music, but I wouldn't think this whole star maker machinery is just it's bizarre. And I don't think any song is that good or that much better. There's a certain amount of hype that goes behind things and certain attachments that we get to music that bring up, deep nostalgic feelings and so on. And
we attach them to personal things in our lives. We're not really...
Yeah, I can't stand listening to the Beatles anymore. I mean, I know it's good music, but it's I have no interest in going back to that period of my life. If it comes on, I just turn it right off.
Well, you do that with all music.
Well, touche. You know
what is a huge, horrible bummer, though?
What?
On my bucket list, my life bucket list, and this has never happened yet, is I just want to see Willie Nelson in concert. I just want to. I love Willie.
Yeah.
I know he's my soulmate. He's my real, actual other soulmate. Other than the one that I married.
Yeah.
But he's going to die really soon. He's super old.
Maybe we could have him come up and play at some small venue. We could do a house concert at my house.
I'm very bummed.
Why don't we just try?
Doing the Outlaw tour right now. and there's so many dates in New England that I could go to. And every single date I went online with my calendar because I said, that's it. Why have I waited this long? I could have totally seen Willie Nelson before. I just didn't dare. I don't know why.
Right.
But every single date that he's playing, I have a wedding at my house, and I cannot go see Willie Nelson.
We have to pitch him a deal. Like if you come to Vermont and have a house concert with us, we'll I don't know, give you goat's milk or something special.
I'm sure he already has his own goat's milk. He has some 700 rescue horses and things. So,
but Vermont, come on.
He used to come to Vermont all the time. He had friends in Chelsea, actually.
No.
But yes.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. People used to see him in Will's store.
No.
Yes.
Like Towns Van Zandt. What's going on?
I don't know.
And now I live there.
Oh my God.
I'm part of this.
I just feel
this
like
wave.
this was supposed to happen. Willie Nelson was supposed to be my buddy.
Yeah, I agree. So we'll work on that. We have to get off the air now.
Okay.
We have very little time to get off the air.
So I guess we don't say thank you to our sponsors. Thank you, sponsors.
We can say our sponsor's name. We're probably going to miss the last song, but if you come to our podcast, if you listen to our podcast, you will hear this last song that's coming up.
But we do thank Rivendell Restoration. And somebody turned all the pages in this book.
We're going to have to get our act together.
Oh my God, no. Someone did this to us.
We've got
Cowbell Farms.
The Tunbridge Grease Collective
and Mountain Folk
is a sponsor.
Oh, I said them without even looking.
Mountain Folk Concert Series. And those are all businesses that support Royalton Community Radio here. And you can become a member, which would be great because this is an incredible community asset.
I think you just have to go to the website and there's a PayPal link right there or something.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to go out on a little bit of music here.
And we'll be back next
see
Friday.
You next Friday.
Have a
Thanks
great
for
weekend.
listening.
Happy Mother's Day.
Look at this picture, tell me what you see. You can't stand still at every mistake you've made. And don't tell me this is fate. There must be a better way. So stick to what's real and sometimes reach a helping hand, even to someone you don't understand. And at least in a way, count the better days. At least in a way, count the better days. I think I know how you feel. I've had my share of not saying what I meant, not meaning what I said. Got in all over my head. Even wished I was dead. So stick to what's real. Sometimes grasp a helping hand, even from someone you don't understand. At least in a way, count the better days. At least in a way, count the better days. Twigs and rope and lack of hope, tied into a square. What do you think you'll find in there? Truth is scattered everywhere, so stick to what's real and sometimes reach a helping hand, even to the ones that don't understand. And at least in a way, count the other days. At least in a way, count the other days. I try to relate to fatherly words. You're just a slightly fallen star. You're still a star. You won't fall far, so stick to what's real. Sometimes grasp a helping hand, even from the ones that don't understand. At least in a way, count the better days. At least in a way, count the better days. At least in a way, count the better days. In a way, count the better days.